From the White House at Grandma and Laclede Station Road, it's time for the Playhouse Party. And now here's your host, St. Louis's musical master of ceremonies, Russ David. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. What a wonderful word, what a wonderful word, what a wonderful word, hello. I want to thank my musicians, Mr. J. Hungerford, Eddie Plitt, and my son Danny. And we'll continue with our show now. And I would like to introduce two young men that I heard at a cafe called the Cafe Victorian. How about a nice hand for Sandy Weltman and Brian Casserly? I worked with Sandy some time ago. I had never worked with Brian, but we were out there at this very, very nice restaurant. And you folks who have traveled around the United States, there's a restaurant in various states. Well, I know there's one in Lauderdale, there's one in Miami, and there's one in St. Augustine called the Chart House. And they take old buildings or old homes, residences, usually back to the Civil War days, and they restore them, and they have this. And that's what they've done in Kirkwood. And it's a very, very nice restaurant. But anyhow, while we're eating this, and incidentally, I've had for the first time in my life buffalo steak. Was delicious. Was very, very good. Buffalo steak. So next week I'm going out to have dinner again. I'm going to take my bow and arrow. I would like to reintroduce them, Sandy Weltman. And Sandy, when I heard you, which was, I think, Wednesday night, or maybe it wasn't maybe Wednesday. What night was it? Tuesday? What, you work on Tuesday and what?
We work Tuesday and Friday over there.
Tuesday.
7:30.
Okay, this man plays harmonica and banjo, and he said, well, here lately he's been playing more harmonica. Well, harmonica is so wonderful, and I used to have a guy in Chicago named Cy Tuff who played wonderful flugelhorn. He played beautiful. And then, and now in almost, well, you know, Stevie Wonder and all the guys.
Oh, yeah, right.
They play harmonica, and it's just great.
Yeah, there's been a resurgence of harmonica music because of blues in St. Louis.
Have you seen Stan Musial's new book on harmonica?
On Mel Bay's? Yeah, I sure have. He was a great hitter, too.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows that. Anyhow, Brian, tell me a little bit about yourself. I know you're a good rubato, easy. You reminded me of Bix Beiderbecke a long time ago.
Oh, thank you very much.
Who is your trumpet player? Who do you like to listen to?
I love to listen to Harry James and also Louis Armstrong.
And Louis.
Yeah.
Okay. I would just do whatever you did. I'll tell you what I got a kick out of. You did When You're Smiling.
Okay.
Play that.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever, if you're comfortable with it. Whatever you're comfortable with.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sandy Weltman and Brian Casserly.
Thank you.
When you're smiling, why the whole world smiles along with you. When you're laughing, I see you laughing, and the sun, that big old sun goes shining through. When you're crying, don't you know, brings on the rain, came from sight, yeah. Be happy again when you're smiling, when you're smiling, darling, the whole world smiles with you.
Casserly. That's wonderful. Just wonderful. You played for about, I don't know, half hour when I heard you, but do anything else. Anything else.
What would you like to do, Brian?
I'd like to hear something on harmonica.
I would too.
Harmonica.
Harmonica.
Why don't you sing a little bit of It Had to Be You?
All right.
And I'll play harmonica.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Key of F.
Key of F. All right.
It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around and finally found somebody who could make me be true, could make me feel blue, could make me be glad for feeling so sad, thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be mean, might never be cross, try to be boss, but they wouldn't do. Nobody else gave me that thrill. With your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Nobody else gave me that thrill. With your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you.
Tell you what, let's play one more. Let's play a romper. Let's move something. What would you like to play? St. Louis Blues. What key do you want it in? G. What key do you want it in? G. G? G. I'd like you to remember those names and remember the club that they're playing in. They're playing at the Cafe Victorian on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Where is that?
And that's in Kirkwood on Monroe Avenue. Monroe Avenue.
And Clay, Monroe and Clay.
Monroe and Clay. Like I said, Monroe and Clay. It's this there I have to work on. And they're very good. And Tuesday and Friday. And at Buffalo. Where's Freddie? Freddie downstairs? Okay, I'll see him later. 5 to 7:30. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do we have? Are you here for a reason? Are you in a contest?
She wants to compete with you for the Proud Mama. Can you?
That's lovely. Well, let's.
Her name
let's
is
do that.
Teresa. Her name is Teresa, and she's sitting right over here waiting for you. And it's Teresa Witt. She has 9 children.
Okay.
And five boys, 4 girls, 18 grandchildren, and 2 more. Here, Dad.
That's okay. No problem.
And here she is, Dad. And I just want to say one thing, and I hope you all will applause. If you don't feel better after that music and drive home with a smile on your face, I don't know what it would take.
Most of my findings in this town or any town have been accidental. Like I just went over there to have dinner, and all of a sudden 2 guys come out and start playing. I thought, hey, that's better than normal. That's better than normal. Now let me ask you something. You have 9 children, 5 boys, 4 girls, 18 grandchildren, 2 more on the way. And your hobby is gardening and line dancing. Do you do the electric slide?
Mm-hmm.
You do that too, huh?
Yes.
What's the one you do, Daddy? I know you do the electric slide, huh? Achy breaky heart. That's one of the big ones, huh?
I don't think I know that one.
You don't know achy breaky heart, but you know electric slide.
I know electric slide.
Where did you learn that?
At the Bridgeton Community Center.
The reason is I think I'm going to take a couple of those lessons. I mean, I might as well know how to do it.
They do it at weddings and things, electric slide.
Oh, yeah, I know. They do it every place.
Yes.
Well, that's fun. Gardening too, huh?
Yes.
Let me ask you, is there more poison ivy this year? My yard is filled with poison ivy, especially on the side.
I don't have it, so I don't know.
Susie, my daughter, said, "Dad, can you tell the difference between poison oak and poison ivy?" I said, "I don't know." But she was messing around in our yard, and she's got some on her arm, and it hasn't spread. But what do you do besides that, gardening and line dancing? Do you have a husband?
No, he has passed away 2.5 years ago.
Let me ask you something. Is that a tough... They always say that a wife has an easier time with her husband deceased than a husband with his wife deceased, that they handle the singleness better than men do.
Well, I don't know. It's pretty hard either way, I suppose.
Did you have a kind of relationship where you did a lot of things together?
Yes, he liked to play bingo, so we did that a lot.
How many cards did he play at one time?
Oh, 9.
9?
Well, yeah, that's how many you'd get.
9 cards?
Uh-huh.
You play 18 cards at one time? How do you know what you're doing? I'm thinking about a bingo card. Are you ladies following this there? Boy, that's a lot of cards. Yeah. Did you ever win any money?
Sometimes.
One night I played that over in Cincinnati at a club on the other side of the river over in Kentucky for $5,000. That was a big time game. But that's, boy, you sure watch your numbers then.
Right. Sure.
How did you happen to come here?
Oh, my sister knew about this, and so I joined her. Yeah.
Did you ever hear of this program before?
Well, it used to be on radio a long time ago.
Long time.
Long time ago.
Yeah. Well, there actually was no break, maybe a week, from the time I left KSD in 1968 until, and then the next week I started on WW, and I've kept it going almost consistently, but it's gone in and out. We were at the Jefferson Arms for a while, and then now we're out here at the White House, which is on Laclede and Gravois, and we'll be out here in July on the second Thursday. We're usually out here on the third Thursday, but because the band is going to be out of town playing for a, this is fun. We're going to play for these. These people have these motorhomes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Pardon, man? The Holiday Ramblers. And they have a whole bunch of them, so we'll entertain them in Sedalia. That's where we had the Missouri State Fair. Okay? Anyhow, if you folks call in here at the White House, what's the number here? 849-5522. That's Freddie, the impresario here. And thanks to his good graces, we're here. You're all happy? All right. What kind of music do you like?
I like the waltz.
You like the waltz, huh? You pretty good at it?
I used to be.
Yeah. Well, most youngsters, when I'm talking about youngsters, I'm talking about guys. I played the Kansas City Ball for about 15 years, and they used to do the Blue Danube. And I want to tell you, it was the most pathetic thing you ever saw. These guys are good basketball players, hockey players, football players. And they can't keep time. All I wanted them to do is da 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 bum 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 bum. Now, boy, that's simple. These guys look like one of the Anheuser quarter horses. Boy, they're terrible. Just bad. We're very happy to have you here. Where do you live? What area do you live?
Bridgeton.
Huh?
Bridgeton.
Oh, that's the other end of town. Huh?
Sort of, yeah.
Well, we're happy to have you here. And, I asked this guy who was 92, would you like to do it again? And he gave me some ridiculous answer. But, I'm talking about the well digger. Would you like to do it again?
Of course.
Let me ask you something now, because I thought about it. What would you do different? The major difference.
I can't think of anything.
Huh?
I can't think of anything.
I'll tell you what I would have done. Assuming I had 5 children, if I were lucky enough to have them, I would have paid more attention to them when they were little. I was so busy working and running that I didn't know my kids when they were little kids. And so now I see what I missed when Dottye brings her new grandchild over, Laura. I realize that I missed that. I just missed it. And Mom took care of you. And, I remember a couple times I tried to change your diapers, and Jean rushed up and said, "Don't do that." She's afraid I'd stick him with the safety pin. Of course, they got it now. There's no safety pins. They just kind of stick them on. Right?
Right.
Yeah. We have a lovely plant from Nettie's Flower Garden. And I haven't been telling you folks, but Nettie's Flower Garden and the Hymos, they provide us with all these flowers. And they're right down the street here at the end of the Gravois in Sappington. And it's a wonderful nursery, and they're wonderful people. And if you ever need good flowers, because they're in the business, remember Sappington Gardens. And Shirley and Warren Hymos are for my friends. And thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Okay? Thank you. I'll tell you what. I'd like to... I know I have another guest. I would like to have a nice welcome for Rallie Holmes. All right? How about a nice round of applause for Rallie Holmes? Okay. Yeah, right there. And I guess I can use this. Sit right there for a moment. Rallie is an old friend of mine from a long time, and I've noticed from him since in the 40s, okay? And he sent me some things from World War II, and he was with an entertainment outfit, and since Memorial Day hasn't been too long ago, and you have that picture, what was the name of the group you were with that entertained the soldiers?
Well, they all had names. They built the platoons to 12. The 12th went to England and stayed over there. All the other platoons had names like, for men only, Berlin Bounders. The Berlin Bounders, I think, was the 7th platoon. So we came along as the 8th, and we had a rollicking act that half of our acts were out in the audience. So what better name could we call our show than Section 8, which means you're nuts. Psycho, yeah. And we were the only show that built a stage out of 4 sections that fit on the back of a 2.5-ton truck. The stage was completely put together, assembled with wooden pegs. The Germans had stripped the whole country of bolts, nuts, and screws, and what have you. So we went into this French lumber yard, and the Frenchman said, "Help yourself." So we gave him a case of that old stinky Lifebuoy soap that was a nickel a bar here, and it was $3 over there, and some Hershey candy bars. And we built the stage, put it on the truck, and we were the only show that performed on our stage. The rest of them performed out in the mud or wherever they could. So we went around Europe 3 times, and as luck would have it, we were in every major campaign. Now, for every campaign you were in, you got a Bronze Star. And
how many you got?
I got 5, and if you had 5, you got a Silver Star. So 30 of us left the service with Silver Stars. And that's what's so unique about the article that I had published, the Belleville News-Democrat, some 2 or 3 weeks ago. That part was unique. And the rest of the story is we were in 5 campaigns and didn't fire a shot. We were run out of town. We were buzz-bombed. We were shot at. And everything was a little scary at times. Of course, when you're in the service, you're 30 of us, you really don't notice it that much. But
Were you at Normandy?
we came in Normandy Beach about 3 weeks after D-Day. I think I told you about Sammy, didn't I?
Go ahead.
Okay. Ran into a little Jewish fellow by the name of Sammy Sandler, and Sammy and I were in a foxhole together on Normandy Beach. Now, you dug your foxholes down and out, and I wondered what the out bit was. So we found out that night when the German planes would come over and bomb. It wasn't the bombs we were afraid of. It was our 20 millimeter and 40 millimeter ACAC would go up to the planes, and explode and come down, and that's what we were afraid of. So we'd roll over on those concave areas. Anyway, Sammy says, "Hey, Raleigh, who have you got down St. Louis that's worth a darn?" We didn't say darn, but we'll get into that. I said, "Well, the only one I can think of that's really great is Russ David." "Oh," he says, "I never heard of him." He says, "But now in Chicago, we've got Art Tatum, we've got Teddy Wilson, we've got, Dorothy Donegan, the whole bit." So that was in 44. Now in 47, I went through Chicago, and I asked him what he was doing, and he said, "Well, I've got a rumba band." And he says, I have some arrangements that are really great. I said, "Oh, yeah." He says, "That's what's really put my band over." I said, "Well, who arranged them? You?" No. He says, "A fella down your way." He says, "I can't remember his name. I think it's Russ. I said, "You mean Russ David?" He said, "Russ David." I said, "I was telling you about him. We were standing in a foxhole back at Normandy Beach."
Let me ask you something. You sent me a parody here that I'd like you to try to do. And hold on to this thing because I want you to do it. And for you people who have a kind of a delicate attitude, be indelicate for a moment because the lyrics at times get a little askance.
Well, key of G maybe? Yeah. Okay. Now, this is not the Army version. This is semi-Army.
We can finish this in 3 minutes, guys.
Yeah.
Here we go.
When I begin to clean the latrine, I pick up a mop in my hand so tender. I shine all the poles till they shine in splendor. When I begin to clean that latrine, I sweep all the stalls and replace empty bowls. I clean all the art that covers the walls, and even the doors. That art is so raunchy. As I begin to clean that latrine, to clean it again is past all endeavor, except when the sight clutches my heart. So here I am, swearing to live forever and promising never to clean all this art. What moments divine, what rapture serene, till this came along to disperse the joys I had dreamed of. And then when I stood and gave prayer to our good Lord above, I knew but too well that latrine I must clean.
I'll have to interrupt this.
So once more I begin to clean that god-awful latrine.
I'll tell you what, we have to leave the air on that wonderful, tasteful, delicate note. And I would like a nice hand for Raleigh Hone. And we've got 30 seconds. And if you want to come back to the White House someday, we'll give you the other part of that. Look for. Thank you, Raleigh.
Remember somewhere the sun is shining,
So the right
thing to do is make it shine for you, a heart full of joy and gladness. Always happy, sadness, and strife.
So always look for
the silver lining,
try to find.
the sunny side of life.
A heart full that's joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining. Try to find the sunny side.
From the White House at Gravois and Laclede Station Road, it's time for the Playhouse Party. And now here's your host, St. Louis's musical master of ceremonies, Russ David.
Hello, hello, hello. What a wonderful word, what a wonderful word, what a wonderful word, hello. Welcome back to our Playhouse Party. We're here at the White House on Laclede and Gravois, and we'll be with you for another half hour now. Dottye and I are going to do a little song here. This is a medley from a wonderful show called Le Cage à Faux. And you ladies who are sitting out there, I love to sing this song because most men feel the way I do about being close to a lady, especially dancing with her. Life is a celebration when I'm in your arms. It's a real sensation when you're in my arms. Even a morning that's boresome and grand, with you it looks great, with you it looks great, with you it looks grand. Well, somehow I feel a permanent star in my sky, and even the dead of winter can look like July. I've got a combination that works like a charm. I'm simply a man who's walking on stars whenever it's you in my arms.
I heard la da 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 as we walked on the sand. I heard la da da da. I believe it was early September. Through the crash of the waves, I could tell that the words were romantic. Something about sharing, something about always. Though the years race along, I still think of our song on the sand. And I still try and search for the words I can hardly remember. Though the time tumbles by, there is one thing that I am forever certain of. I hear la da 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 la da da la da 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 da, and I'm young and in love.
These are the best of times. What's left of summer but a faded rose? These are the best of times. As for tomorrow, well, who knows? Who knows? So hold this moment fast and live in love as hard as you know how, and make this moment last, because the best of times is now, is now, is now. It is now, not some forgotten yesterday. It's right now at the White House. Don't let this moment get away. So hold this moment fast and live in love as hard as you know how, and make this moment last, because the best of times is now, is now, is now. Because the best of times is now, is now. Because the best of time is now, is now, is now. I thank you. And do we have our song contestant, sweetie? Or is she here?
They're here. Is that on? I guess it is. They're here, and we have Reba. Reba, is it Thorup? Is it correct? And Marcel Countsman. They're ready to flunk, but they're willing to try.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to play a song that this man wrote. He was a top comedian, one of the first movie comedians, and he had a boy named Jackie that he used to work with, and they made a picture called The Kid. And one of the songs he wrote was this one. And who is this man I'm talking about? Maybe you can tell me what his wife's first name was, Dottye. Was it Una? Una, okay. Now, when I used to listen to the radio, and of course we had no television then, there used to be a man who had a band, and he used to start the program with Yowza, Yowza. Now, the next man I'm going to play, he was the first one who featured this. It was written by George Gershwin. And this man used to play cello in a pit orchestra in Denver. And I want the name of the man who first played this song, and it became his theme. Just put the man's name down, okay? And this person here was a French performer. And he did a show called Gigi and many, many, many more. And he sang this song. 'Cause you brought a new kind of love to me. If the nightingale could sing like you, he'd swing more sweetly than you do. 'Cause you brought a new kind of love to me. At my home, in my box where I keep all the cufflinks and things like that, I have a wonderful pair of cufflinks with a diamond insert that I got from this gentleman who used to conduct the Glenn Miller Orchestra when Glenn was lost over the English Channel. And he used to do this song. Okay, here we go. Here's the first one. When I played Smile, it was Charlie Chaplin. The second one, It's a Lonesome Old Time, was Ben Burney. The third one was Paul Whiteman. The fourth one was Maurice Chevalier. And the final one was Tex Beneke. Well, Debbie, how did they do?
Well, Reba won. She got one.
You know, ladies, when I put those down today, I talked to Dottye and I said, I'll bet they don't know any of these. And you came close. What, sweetheart? Oh, you'd have won if I played Old Shantytown. Yeah. You were meant for me? What's wrong with Chattanooga Choo Choo? Oh, you got that one. Okay. All right. Okay. Listen to me now. All right. You say you know those songs? Okay. Listen closely. Dottye, I want you to hum this song. Dottie's going to hum it.
It's one word.
All right, that's one tune. Don't worry about any more about it. Now, this other guy we're going to play, he was at the Chase Hotel with Jerry Lewis, okay? And he used to do... Also at the Chase Club was a lady, a big lady, who was a real nightclub singer and also a comedian, and she did this song. Have you gotten one yet? Have two? All right, I'm going to do one more. This was a big hit record for piano, okay? Did you get that one? Okay. The first... Yeah, that's right. That's right. Bumble Boogie. And the first one was Imagination, right? And the second one, what was the second one I played? Sophie Tucker. Yeah. All right. You got three?
They got three.
Well, if you come back in July, we'll play some things that you know. How about a nice hand for these ladies? I'd like to introduce a man who said he took piano lessons from my mother-in-law in Salem, Illinois. I think he said he's from Carlisle. And he said he'd like to play with the orchestra. And I said, well, can you play well enough? He said, I won't embarrass you. I said, well, that's fine. I said, where's the trumpet? He said, out in the car. So he went out and got it. And if you'll just step right over here, sir, he's got a nice shiny trumpet. And would you introduce yourself to this radio audience, sir?
My name's Bob Wilton from Carlisle, Illinois. And going back to World War II, as the fellow did a while ago, I played with the Schaeff Invaders in Eisenhower's headquarters.
Is that
General
right?
Eisenhower's headquarters in Schaeff. Yeah, that's my claim to glory.
You know, so I was watching this the biographies of the various people on the Arts and Education Channel, and they had General Patton on.
Yeah.
And boy, he and Eisenhower must have had it.
Yeah, they sure did.
Huh? Oh, they must have
More
had
ways
it.
than one.
Yeah. All right, now I'll tell you, since we've never played together, what are you going to play? What would you like to play that we could be compatible with?
Oh, something like Bye Bye Blues.
Bye Bye Blues? What key do you do
C,
that?
I think.
Huh?
C.
C? What do you start on, your F sharp?
Yeah.
Well, this is a good time to find out.
Yeah.
That ain't too bad. How about that? Well, I'll tell you, you really surprised me because I thought, boy, I can't get lucky twice in a day. Because I never heard the harmonica player and the trumpet player. I heard him for about 10 minutes. I thought they were going to get him on the radio show, and boy, this thing could explode in my face, but it didn't. And now this man, and he's sitting at the table over here, and a friend of his came up and says, why don't you ask him to play? That's a good question, isn't it? Why don't you ask him to play?
You surprised me too, because I sure didn't think you were going to let me.
Well, first of all, you're a good player, and at one time you must have really been, when you were playing with bands, you must have played would you play first trumpet or second trumpet?
Second most of the time.
Second most of the time. Well, that's the faking chair.
Yeah,
That's where you take the courses. Let's play one more. Come on. Yeah, what about it? Indiana, back home again? You know something? Notice this, man. Turn your profile here. If you'll notice, all good trumpet players, as a rule, have a protruding chin and a lower jaw. It's better for playing, for the embouchure, the whole thing. And you got it, baby. You got it. No, it ain't ugly. Yeah, you should. Dottye said she should have played trumpet. Now, isn't that terrible? How about that? Okay, so we're going to do Back Home Again in Indian, and we'll do it in F, right? Mr. Eddie Plitt now. You know, there was a trumpet player in southern Illinois. Who was the best trumpet player about the time you were out there? Loge Davis. Did you know Loge? Loge Davis. Well, Loge Davis was a delivery boy for my father-in-law who lived in Salem, Illinois, and he was a telegrapher and a station master in Salem, Illinois. And this boy used to deliver telegrams and so forth, and he was a trumpet player, and he played beautifully. I got him a job, and he joined me in New York, and Loge played beautiful. And I knew he read like a hawk. He could read anything, even if it was moving. Fly on a paper, yeah. So he got to New York, and he got the first book. First book. Okay, cold, he had the first book. And he mangled it. Just mangled it. You know what I found out? I found out when he was with me, he was using a special pair of glasses, and he could see. When he got up there, for some reason, I said, "Why didn't you play that, Loge? You play beautifully." He said, "I couldn't see it." He said, "If you let me have it overnight, I'll learn every tune in the book." Well, I said, "It's too late now, man, because I'm about to be fired for bringing you here." Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he was beautiful. Loge Davis. He played around Elgin, around that area. He was very, very good. Anyhow, I'd like Dottye to do a song. I'm sure that all of you were in high school and you were somebody you really loved, okay? And you thought, boy, wouldn't that be wonderful? In other words, I wish I had met her. I wish I could have been with her. I think you might have some parts on this song.
I wish I'd met you when we were 17. Think of how we've wasted all those years in between. But would we have been wise enough to know how to make a go of it, knowing what we know of it? Love's a grown-up game, but just the same, I wish I'd met you when we were very young, before the wine was tasted, before our songs were sung. But how could life mean anything if time had stolen love away? I'm glad I never met you till today. But would we have been wise enough to know how to make a go of it, knowing what we know of it? Love's a grown-up game, but just the same, I wish I'd met you when we were very young, before the wine was tasted, before our songs were sung. But how could life mean anything if time had stolen love away? I'm glad I never met you till today. That's a pretty song. I like that.
You know, I try all kinds of things at home. Tom and Eleanor Johnson's 49th anniversary. Just received a card from Debbie. Happy anniversary. Stand up, folks. Happy anniversary
to you.
Happy anniversary, Tom and Eleanor Johnston. Happy anniversary to you. I want you to sing this song with me to them. Let me call you sweetheart. Everybody. I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that. Come on, waltz on the floor. Keep the love glowing in your eyes so blue. Let me call you sweetheart. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in
String of pearls out of the dew for you, for you. Over the highway and over the streets, carpets of clover I'd lay at your feet, for there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do for you, for you. Oh, that was my old theme song. Wrong key, but my theme song.
yeah. That about does it. Do you all have a good time? It's the Playhouse party coming from the White House. Graboy and Laclede. Don't forget the next program is the second Thursday in July. That does it. Thanks for coming. So always look for the silver lining. Try to find the sunny side of